Hi there, Taurus. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for April. As you begin this month, there may be part of you that in some ways wants to cocoon yourself away. But it's not all that way, and Venus, your ruler, in fact is in a very sociable part of your scope for the first week of this month. And you may want to meet up with people, but I think the key issue is to meet up with those people who are really meaningful for you. Because more fair weather friends may be revealed, unfortunately, during this month. But if we wind back right to the start of the month, the Sun is forging a fantastic alliance with Saturn, the planet of structure. And it's possible that by delving beneath the surface and really doing some significant research or thinking, you can make some very profound connections. This could be linked to your past in some ways. Don't dismiss experiences that you've had that perhaps were even as far back as your childhood in terms of helping to understand the person you are now. And Saturn is in a part of your horoscope that in a more practical way is about resources. So the things that you're doing quietly, that you're thinking about, that you're prizing information out about, can actually be very valuable, even if it feels like it's quite a lot of scrutinising without seeing necessarily a great deal of action. However, there is another angle right at the start of this month between the Sun and Pluto, which could see you letting something get in a little bit out of proportion, and you're going to need to steel yourself to try not to do this. Someone may tell you something that does undermine your confidence a little bit. Perhaps they're going to damn you with some faint praise. But there's another influence that runs right through the spine of this month, which is going to be challenging for us all. And that's between Mars and Neptune. Now, when Mars and Neptune get together in a negative way, what sometimes suffers is reality. Sometimes people find it more difficult to be straightforward in their approach. And when it comes to your friendships or group activities, I do feel that someone can profoundly disappoint you this month. I'm not trying to be negative, I'm trying to protect you. So keep your guard up a little bit when it comes to sharing confidences that perhaps you don't want to fall into the hands or go to someone who can actually use against you maliciously. So be cautious. If there is a group of people where there tends to be some politics washing around, you need to be a bit savvy about how you're going to handle this. This may mean that you need to be a little bit more crafty in your own approach. Keep your opinions a bit more to yourself. Be more of an observer. Be very, very careful what you actually say or commit to a text message or an email. However, Venus moves, your ruler, on the 6th, on the same day that Mercury moves into your sign. Now, Mercury moving into Taurus is great because it is going to reduce some of the anxiety which has been percolating at the start of the month, or potential for anxiety. But Venus moving into this area is interesting because it could find you right through to the end of the month thinking much more about someone from your past. It's possible that someone who you used to be involved with could come back into your situation. I don't necessarily mean someone you broke up with recently either. It could be much more historical than that. Or the person themselves doesn't show up, but you just find yourself fascinated to know what's going on with them. And all this can come about in a very unexpected way. You can find yourself enormously restless to dig out information. So if you find yourself donning your detective's mac and being much more of a private eye when it comes to a past involvement or someone you used to have a fling with, don't be surprised. But also what's possible is that if you're in a relationship which really isn't working, Venus moving into this area and then connecting with Uranus, and the Sun and the new moon on the 7th also connecting with Uranus, can make you very restless. And this could see you wanting to liberate yourself from any kind of relationship which really holds you back, is very clingy or controlling. At the same time, if you have a tendency to be very stuck in your ways and like to stick to what you know best, the planets are really urging you to open up to be a little bit more daring in your approach. When Mercury forges a great link to Jupiter, that's an opportunity to be very enterprising, certainly in terms of your ideas. And the way that you come across could be very impressive as long as you have that self-confidence. But I do feel when Uranus connects with Venus, this can shake up your love life and galvanize it in a positive way, but it may bring up some old hurts or old issues which do need to be confronted before they can be cleared away. But once they're cleared away and the sun powers its way into your sign on the 20th, you're going to feel much more in control, much more assertive, and you're going to know where you stand a lot more. And if someone has been a disappointment in terms of confidence, keeping a confidence, or trustworthiness, or sincerity, I think the full moon, which occurs on the 22nd, is going to be a real key moment, and you may decide that you're going to move in a different direction as a freer spirit. That can be an exciting thing to do, but of course change is not something that many Taurus people find particularly easy. But if you have been filled with a sense of restlessness and itchy feet, and that's gone on for a long time, the planetary aspect that's been causing that before this month has been the square between Uranus and Pluto. And gladly, fortunately, that is now coming to a close. But there is just this last blast of all this energy of planets engaging with Uranus, which is in your 12th solar house, which is very psychological. It's very much to do with secrets. And I do feel that you're going to be much more aware of some of the deeper issues within you as this month draws to a close. But the wonderful news is that on the 30th, Venus joins your sign. And that will be the point when a real sense of renewal starts to happen for you in so many different ways. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.